it. Yeah.
God, that's so funny. Fernando Valenzuela. Well, all right. I feel like, the 49er crowd's going to get mad if we don't ask. We just had. So I guess it's kind of useless to ask about Jimmy G and Trey because they're going to have a whole week off and you don't know unless you have a heavy feeling that it will be Garoppolo next week.
Yeah, I have a very heavy feeling that it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. And I think that was even before, the revelation that Trey Lance had sprained his left knee. I mean, I think if you look at how the 49ers managed Trey Lance and how their game plan was, I think it's pretty clear that they don't see him, or Kyle Shanahan doesn't see him right now as a guy who can execute the passing game to the level that he wants it. I mean, it looked to me like Kyle Shanahan and the game plan was that Trey Lance isn't ready as a passer, but he brings those skills as a runner. So let's run him on 9 designed runs, another 3 read options where he might keep it, he might not. Actually, there were probably more than that, but some of those he handed off. And then the scrambles, is where he got most of those yards. So it looked to me like let's kind of use him as you would a backup, just try to get a win any way you can. But I also think it was a great experience for him to go through all that. And I think what it does is it does set up that, the next time we see Trey Lance, I think he'll be better. I'm sure the coaching staff will feel a little bit more comfortable with him. And now I really think the onus is on Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers have lost 3 in a row. And if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't perform and the 49ers aren't winning, then it really does warrant that discussion of how do you approach the rest of the season? Who's he going to be? But regardless, when Trey Lance is healthy, I think now he's at least earned the right to get on the field a little bit more, more than 3 snaps one game, 4 snaps the next, and no snaps in one of those games. I think now you can incorporate him a little bit more and give him just more and more in the package that you go into every game. The Trey Lance package, I think, can become a little bit more developed.
Are you down with this whole sort of weird feeling about them? This is not an X's and O's question at all. It's just sort of a vibe question. Like, why are the Niners 2-3? Like, we all were much higher on this team than
Super Bowl projections.
One answer is Verrett and Mostert
injuries
are out and Kittle's out. But where are you with the macro of this team?
Yeah, I think that, and I think a lot of people said it here recently, is that it feels to me like they don't know who they are. And I think that, when you start the season, they're going to be a run-based team. That formula is always going to be the same. And when you take a guy out of the lineup like Mostert, who I really felt was going to be a 1,200-yard, 1,500-yard rusher and in the top 5 or 10 in the NFL in rushing, when you take him out, and then when you realize, obviously the team realized this, I can only speak for myself. I didn't realize this to the extent, but George Kittle after week 1 wasn't the same George Kittle. He was battling that calf, and they kind of, they didn't lead on how bad it was. But when you take away your best runner, like an explosive runner, a guy who's not only has that speed, but is a good running back, whenever you take him out of the lineup, and then you also take away one of your best run blockers on the edge, George Kittle, out of the lineup, and now you have to turn to rookies to get the job done. And as well as Elijah Mitchell has looked, he missed 2 games with a shoulder. I think Trey Sermon is still, trying to earn the trust of the coaching staff with being on point with his assignments. I think it changes things. I don't think they automatically say, well, even though this guy's not here and that guy's not here, we can still win with the same formula. So, I totally understand, that the 2-3 is not where the team wants to be. It's not where the fan base wants to be. I think the fan base looked at the first 5 games and thought, 5-0, 4-1. Oh, worst case scenario, 3-2. But here they are at 2-3. This is the first year where there's expectations, right? Expectations that haven't been derailed from injuries. The injuries you talked about, they're big, but they're not this team can still win. This team can still win a lot of football games.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have said that last year with all the injuries.
Right.
2017 and 2018, that was a bad team. Those were bad teams. 2019 came out of nowhere. This is the first year where we're into the season, 5 games in, and they aren't meeting the expectations, and there's no, real, I'm not going to say excuse, there's no real reason why they're not winning. They've lost 3 games in a row to 3 pretty good teams, and they've all been for different reasons. So they need to get their act together and start doing the little things that allows them to win football games.
Well, next Sunday will be huge. The Colts are a beatable team. It's at home, and it'll be Garoppolo maybe back to kind of control the offense a little bit more. And 3-3, you can work with that. 2-4, then, then it gets real interesting. So, all right, Matty, great stories. I cannot believe how many different treatments there are for cold sores. I've gotten like 5 more texts from different people with different suggestions. And Copes did go to Twitter and wrote #rally sore.
Rally sores.
So
rally sores.
Let's ride it, Matty.
I like it.
I like a rally sore.
Matty, you do you, we'll do us. You and I are from the exact same era, so I feel everything you're feeling, buddy, and it's awesome. And it was great for us to be in this situation. And let's have some fun tonight, Matty, and then we'll talk to you next time, all right?
Okay, I'm not sure if fun will be on the table.
Yeah, I don't know about fun, right? Yeah.
Let's hopefully there will be relief.
There you go.
Let's watch an 8.5 inning ball game tonight. All right?
Yeah,
yes,
Matty,
sir.
let's
yes,
go.
Sir.
All right, let's go. Matt Maiocco on the UMA guest line, man.
Oof,
That's a
okay.
true fan right there, buddy.
Matty, yes.
That's a true fan.
Now, guys, just to lighten the mood, Murph, everything in life comes back to Mitch Hedberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Mitch Hedberg great cold sore line about when I get a cold sore, I like to put Carmex on it. Yeah. It's supposed to alleviate cold sores, but I really just think it makes it shiny and more noticeable.
Right.
He says it's kind of like a cold sore highlighter. Maybe they can come up with an arrow that heals cold sores, too. That's the Mitch Hedberg.
Okay.
Very good. Wow, high-level comedy.
It is high.
High-level comedy
Cold
there.
sore
Very good.
highlighter.
I got
like
you.
it. He's right, though. It does
Shiny
make it
and more
yeah.
noticeable. Yeah.
All right. Can we have a little break before Alding, as always? Can we get a little Polymac tunage?
Whatever you need, bro. Anything. You tell me, I'll play it.
On KMBR 104.5 and 680, the Sports Leader.